think we got a job open.
I beat him in the submission. No.
Whose truck is this? I wonder if they mind if I sat on it. Nice. Can I lean on your truck? I don't know if trucks are the same as motorcycles. Well, we're gonna find out. Yeah. All right, y'all. Santa's got something to say, and he wants us all around, which is good.
This, good, this,
Don't drop the mic.
no, we're not dropping this mic. This meeting is actually not for the people of the convoy. This is for the live streamers. I have tried to take the high road during this split between the People's Convoy and what is now being formed is the 1776 Restoration Movement. I've seen a number of videos, heard a number of things that's being reported about what happened in Hagerstown, and I want to set the record straight. When I was in California, the People's Convoy was in serious trouble. And they have brought me in a number of times to be an advisor. I had been offered a leadership position. I said, no, just bring me in to advise you. I don't want to be out in the front. I don't need to be out in the front. If you need my advice, then just bring me in and I will advise you. And the reason I didn't want leadership is because I've literally been in leadership my entire life, and I didn't want to take on that role. For the past 11 years, I've lived in my truck, and I've been a hermit, pretty much, just staying away from people. And I knew that this would put me out in constant contact with people, and I really just didn't want to do that. I wanted to support the cause and be a part of the cause. I just didn't want to be leadership in the cause. That's the only reason why. So to address the issue, when I seen the convoy was getting ready to fall apart, they literally were willing to leave everybody in California and disband the convoy at that time. I believe in this purpose, I believe in this mission with all of my heart, and I'm willing to give everything I have in order to see this mission be successful. I stepped into that position. Immediately, I began to see what was wrong, why we had so much trouble as a convoy. The very first speech I made, I returned to the command bus where we were supposed to start discussing strategy and things of that nature to get the convoy back on track. I was asked why they were losing drivers, why they were losing funding, and the analogy I gave them at that time was that I was raised a Cincinnati Reds fan. Being from Southern Ohio, that was my team. And I said, when the Cincinnati Reds are knocking it out of the park and winning games, there's a great deal of excitement, and you can't find a seat in the stadium. And everybody's buying the jerseys. Everybody's talking about it on the radio and the television. But when they suck, they're literally giving away tickets to try to fill the stadium so they can broadcast it on TV. I said, right now we suck. We haven't done anything. We've had some great victories in California, and every time we have a great victory, we go sit in a mud hole for a week. And it just loses momentum, loses motivation. And morale is more important to a movement like this than diesel fuel. So I came up with a plan, a bold plan, very aggressive plan, admittedly a very aggressive plan, of returning to D.C. with rallies along the way. I didn't want to do a lot of rallies, I'll be honest. I wanted to get to D.C. I wanted to come with purpose. And I told them we can show absolutely no weakness. I said, if you guys only have it here, but you don't have it here, it will show. I said, when you're doing something like this, you've got to believe 100% in the cause and be willing to give everything to be successful in that cause, or it will not succeed. And I said, I had written a speech, and I read it to them. They all got excited. And I said, whoa, whoa, whoa. You know, we were going to Olympia for that rally, and that's where the speech was going to be given. And I said, no, no, no. I said, you got to understand what that speech means. That's not just to rally the troops to get us back home. That is going to be our mission, or I'm not going to give that speech. Immediately they begin to say, well, we can't go into D.C. if we don't have enough vehicles. I'm not stupid. I know that. But I believe in the American people. I believe they're sick and tired of being beaten by their government into submission. And I believe the American people will show up. Little did I know that the entire way out here, my message that I was speaking across the country was being undermined by the leadership. Not all the leadership, let me make that abundantly clear. As a matter of fact, one of the leaders is now on board with us, and she's actually helping us a great deal. So we came back across the country, and I told them, I said, well, let me back up just a minute. I told them, I will not make that speech until you guys all give me the okay to make that speech, and promise me that when I make that speech, you will not jerk the rug from underneath of me when we get to D.C. All of them promised me they would support me in the final move when we got to D.C. Well, when we got to D.C., it immediately began to become apparent that they were afraid to go into D.C. We don't have enough vehicles. The same thing that was going on before. I still believe in the American people. I believe that they are sick and tired of what's going on in their nation, but they just need somebody to step out and lead. Somebody to step out and do the hard thing, make the hard decision. And that somebody was me, for some reason. And we had a meeting a couple times during the week. I was playing little games with the D.C. Police Department. I was talking to the D.C. Police Department. And the reason I was holding off on doing that was because we didn't have our porta potties. When we went into downtown, I didn't want our people having to find a place to go to the bathroom. I knew that there was going to be bad actors all around us. I didn't want them away from their vehicles, so I was waiting on those to be secured. I literally paid for them out of my own pocket because they wouldn't do it. I knew nothing about the disbandment of the convoy. I was not in any meetings with the state police of Maryland. It was said that I was in those meetings. I had no meetings where Maryland State Police were involved or even talked about. As a matter of fact, I called the liaison between the Maryland State Police. Just you guys, some of you were there when I got the phone call back just a few minutes ago. I talked to that individual and I asked him, I said, was this discussed between the Maryland State Police and TPC leaders? And the only reason I'm doing this is because I'm being slandered, and I have to protect my image, and I have to protect the image of this movement. This hurts me to have to do this. My heart is so heavy right now. I do not want to do this. This is not at all in my character to do this. I don't like defending myself. I'm the kind of guy that just says, believe what you want to believe, but this is too important to let this continue on. It was said that Maryland State Police had said that if we went into D.C., we would be arrested there, and by 3 o'clock in the morning, everybody at the camp would be arrested as well, because Santa had 6,000 or 8,000 Proud Boys in queue to go in there with us and overthrow the government. That Maryland State Police had watched my Indiana speech. They were using that to label me as a terrorist. If Maryland State Police has labeled me as a terrorist, I absolutely knew nothing about it. And I think they would have let me know by now. My speech at Indiana was actually to clarify my position on a nonviolent protest. My words were, do we have a Second Amendment right to overthrow the government? That's what the Second Amendment was written for. It has nothing to do with hunting. It doesn't even have anything to do with protecting you in your home. It was literally written to overthrow a tyrannical government. But right after that, I said, do we have a Second Amendment right to overthrow the government? Obviously we do. But I said, do we have a moral right at this time to overthrow the government using the Second Amendment? And I said, absolutely we do not. How you can get that I am going to violently overthrow the government from that statement is asinine. You're insane. I have preached nothing but a peaceful protest. From Olympia, Washington, until Hagerstown, Maryland. I have talked to the police department in Maryland. I asked the detective, he said, can you call me? I said, may I ask you a question first? I said, because I was getting rumblings that they were thinking that we were coming, from the words he was saying to me, from the people he was bringing online to talk to me. He actually brought one of their like SWAT team commanders on to talk to me. That tells me that they might think that I'm going to, and I understand that they have to prepare for the worst case scenario. I get that. And I was completely kind with them, completely humble with them the entire time we talked together. He texted me back and he says, I do not believe that. I've got the text. I'll show it to you if you want to see it. I'll show it to all the live stream. So even the DC Metro detective that I was in conference with knew from my talk with him that we were not coming for violent reasons. We were coming as a peaceful protest. I made it abundantly clear this was going to be a, what's the word again, guys? I keep forgetting what it is. No, a civil disobedience. We were going to do civil disobedience. And I said, we are basing this on the same venue as Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. did. We're going to come in, we're drawing attention to a cause that we believe is a just cause, and we're right now being ignored. And I will tell you this right now, with 1776 Restoration Movement, we're still going to do that. That has not changed. I do not have 8,000 Proud Boys, and let me just point this out for those that were with us in the Portland area. Let me say this first, I have purposefully stayed off of even the Proud Boy chats because I wanted to honestly say, because here's what the Proud Boys do. When conservative groups come into protest and those other evil actors come in to try to stop us from protesting, the Proud Boys come in and they protect the protesters from the ones that want to do them harm. Pastor John Locke was protesting at a Planned Parenthood rally, or Planned Parenthood Center, doing a worship service in front of that. He had no idea who the Proud Boys was, had never met one, didn't even know what they were, and a lot of people don't. And he said, all of a sudden, they come down the street with paintball guns and baseball bats, all geared up to do battle, and he said they were going to kill us. That's what he felt like. And all of a sudden, these guys stepped in who turned out to be Proud Boys, and he said they saved our lives. That's what the Proud Boys do. The media has vilified the Proud Boys, made them out to be violent people, made them out to be extreme right-wing zealots. Look, I am a Proud Boy. I make no bones about that. I wore my colors for the entire time until I become a leader. And the only reason I took my colors off is not because I'm not proud to be a Proud Boy, because I didn't want it to be a distraction. I don't want this to be about the Proud Boys. I want this to be about restoring a constitutional republic and restoring American morals. In my very first leadership speech, I said, I'm not here to build a YouTube channel. I'm not here, I refuse to profit off of this movement. They're selling t-shirts on Trucker G's channel. His daughter graciously made them up. It says one of them's Convoy Santa, and the other one's Santa's Misfit Toys. That's what my live stream followers call themselves. And when you got a misfit Santa, you're going to have to expect a few misfit toys.
That's exactly what's happening.
Every dollar that is made off of those t-shirts goes right back in. It'll now go into this convoy. They actually were going to TPC at the time. Grey Wolf and GWT 333 have been online. That's the only reason I'm doing this. And I actually seen a video from Sasnak, who, that's the one I actually watched all the way through. Sasnak is a great man. He is a good man, and I consider him my friend. I wished he'd have reached out and talked to me before he made his video and got my side of the story. He didn't. And Sasnak, I wish you had it. Still love you, still respect you, and all of you don't go over there and beat up on Sasnak. He's a good man. Please don't do that. That's not right. The only reason I'm making this video today is because I want to protect my name. I knew about them disbanding TPC right before I walked, right when I walked off the bus. That's when I first found out about it. I was as destroyed as the rest of it. Maybe a little more than some, because it made me violate my word that I'd give the American people. I'm not going to violate that word. It's not been shelved. It's just been postponed. We are still going to do what we said we were going to do. 1776 restoration movement has become, I believe, even a better movement. I believe we now have a very clear way to go. Some have brought up the fact that I have said that I am the leader of this, and I will be the only leader of this movement. There's two reasons for that. For the last 2.5, 3 weeks, I have fought with a board. I have fought with a group of people, and every phone call, every leadership phone call was a fiasco. I'm sorry, one. One was pleasant. That was the only one that was pleasant. The rest of them, it was just like blood shooting out my eyes. I like to get things done. And this has to get done. So when I say that I'm the leader of this convoy, I mean that. And what that means is that I make the final call on what we do. That also means that I take full responsibility for everything that's done. They're not going to come and get a bunch of people. They're going to come and get me. I have a lot of people that are advising me that I have great respect for, that have shown that they have my back and that they're wise people, they're talented people. I will lean on them heavily, but at the end of the day, I will make the final decision on what we do. These people that are standing behind me are standing behind me because they believe not in me, but they believe in this movement. This is bigger than me. And if I go down, you guys stand up higher. Do you understand that we right now are standing on the backs of those giants of 1776? We're not standing on fresh, flat ground. We are standing on the backs of a Thomas Jefferson, a Madison, a Washington. Those are the men that we stand on the backs of. Those were great men. Those were wise men. Those were strong men. We stand on their backs and focus on bringing our nation back to a constitutional republic. And we will have that. We will have that. I have absolutely no doubt in my mind that at the end of this movement, we will have accomplished our goal. Because I know that not just behind me, but out there watching me right now, are peoples whose hearts, you know something's wrong. You may not know all the details of what's wrong, but you know something's wrong. You've been looking for somebody with the guts to stand up and do this, to follow. Well, you've met the group that's going to do that. I ask you to come and join us. The reason I know that statement to be factual is because I was a truck driver just waiting on somebody to start what TPC started. And when it started, I joined it. Some of my friends asked me, have you heard about the convoy? I said, yeah. I said, are you going to join them? I said, yeah. We knew it. They knew that I was looking for that. And you're looking for it too. We love each other, this group. We've been through, some of these guys, I look back at them, they have mastered the 1,000-yard stare already. If you only knew the battles that this group has been through. We haven't shed any blood, but they're willing to.
Freedom.
Gray Wolf, Tom, and all of the leadership of TPC, I'm sorry you're not here. I'm sorry you cowered it out. I'm just going to call it like it is. You may not like that, but here's the deal. If you want to fight for freedom, only when it's safe to do so, you will never have freedom. Our founding fathers pledged their lives, their fortunes, and their sacred honor to give us our freedom. And we will not restore freedom or even maintain freedom unless we have that very same commitment. One man sit beside me on the couch of the bus the other night, and he said that a lot of people weren't joining us because they got upset because I said, when we go to DC, we're going to do it right this time. Was I wrong?
No.
Did we do it right the first time?
No.
Everybody knew that.
Yep.
And you chose, I'm going to tell you what you done when you said that. You just used an excuse not to join. You just used an excuse because you're scared and you don't want to join. I'm just going to call you out. He said, I understood what you were saying, but they don't. I said, so you understood what I was saying? He said, yeah. I said, then how many trucks are you? He owns a company. I said, how many trucks are you bringing to the convoy? Oh, I got a wife I got to take care of, and I got a company I got to run. I said, have you ever said that you were willing to give your life for your country? He said, yeah. I said, no, you're not. If you're not willing to lose your truck or your car or your home or your business or your bank account, don't tell me you're willing to give your life for freedom. You guys know that our country is going to a terrible, terrible place. And if you don't stand up now, then we're going to lose our nation. They're voting today, they may have already voted, to sign away our nation's sovereignty to the WHO. They're going to give the WHO the permission to take over our nation's medical systems. Actually, if they say that guns are now a pandemic, any pandemic, they're going to be able to roll in and do what they do without your consent whatsoever. We do not accept that. We do not accept that. Here's the deal. You didn't give us our freedom. God did. And you're not going to take it away from us. That's all there is to it. Thank you guys. Come and join us. We've got Facebook, 1776 Restoration Movement. We've got Gab, Telegram, Getter, Twitter. Okay. So go to our social media sites. We will have a website up and running pretty soon. We'll also have that name. We are not able to take donations right now electronically, but the great people of this area have, and the great people in this convoy. You know what? We have literally, let me just tell you this, we have literally not spent $1 of convoy money since we started. Every single dollar that has been donated to this cause is still right where it started. Every need that we've had, people from this convoy or people from this community has come out and met that need, and we thank you. I thank all of you. As a matter of fact, the vast majority of the money that the convoy has, or I'm sorry, I'm saying convoy. You guys got to correct me.
Movement.
This movement, the almost the entirety of the money that we have of this movement came from this movement. And pretty soon we'll have an opportunity where you can help us as well. This is going to be a long battle. This is going to be a long battle. It's going to be an expensive battle. We're going to need attorneys. And there's a lot of talent standing behind me right now. And we're going to utilize every single one of them. Their talents are going to be found out, and we're going to utilize them. Some wise people behind me. I appreciate this group. This ain't about Santa. This has absolutely nothing to do with Santa. I'm just the person out front talking right now. This is about restoring our freedom and our constitutional republic and morality in America. I love you all. God bless you. One more thing.
Love you too, Santa. You're awesome. That's the one more thing.
Love, absolutely. Oh no, stop. They're going to make me cry. Everybody's hugging it up. Easy. All right, y'all heard it here.
I've got one tentative in my head. What we're going to do over the next 2 weeks is we're going to do the DC convoy. We don't have a lot of money, so we keep. Yeah, and actually, what I'm wanting to do is I'm going to get a hold of local mayors and
and go and get permission to go in and actually pull in a little flatbed, set up a PA system, go a few days before and just carpet the area with flyers about why we're coming, join us down here, just get our message out. We're going to have to do that the old-fashioned, well, except for you guys. We're just going to have to, then go in, 3 or 4 people get up, speak, have some music, have some fun, stuff like that, but get our message across. And at that point, I will start then telling the date. We are actually going to set a date this time. I'm not going to, I wanted to go in late at night. I was going to 1 o'clock in the morning because number one, the place I was wanting to stay. I needed to make sure that parking was open. I sent people down to make sure that at that time of that night that there would be parking available. There was, so that's why I was going. Number two, I don't want to hurt the residents of DC in any way. If we pull in there and we're clogging up the streets at 10 o'clock in the afternoon, or in the morning rather, or 2 o'clock in the afternoon, there's a large degree of risk there. Big trucks don't see like little cars, so when we're making corners and all that kind of stuff, I am all about safety. I talked to the DC Metro officer or detective that I was talking to. He was like, well, we just want to make sure that everything's handled safely and stuff. And I asked him, I said, if they want me to pull a permit, I resent that. Like I said in Indiana, I resent having to ask for permission from the government to do what the Constitution gives me the right to do. I refuse to do that. That's if it was for anything else, if I'm going to have a party or something like that, that's different. But I'm exercising a right. I'm not asking to have a block party. I'm exercising a right. I had already given them all the information except for 2 things. I hadn't given them where we were going to come and the date and time. Well, it was 3 things. I'm sorry, the date and time and where, and how many vehicles that we were going to have when we came. One of the other things, let me back up to my speech. One of the other things, no, never mind. That'll come out later. So I told him, I said, that's the only thing on this permit that you sent me that I haven't answered. And he says, well, how many vehicles are you going to have? I said, the reason I can't answer that is because I have no idea yet. I said, but if I give you the date and time, will you block our access? And he said, I cannot tell you. He said, that comes from a higher person than me. I said, that's why I can't tell you. I said, the reason I can't tell you is for the same reason you're telling me I need to. It's for public safety. I said, the last time we came into DC area, we told you we were not coming into downtown. We told you, yet you blocked every exit on 395. And is that 695?
395, 495.
495. What's the? There's
you go
another
270, 495, 395.
But there was another one that's
295 to 695.
695 is the other one they blocked. And when they blocked that with a snowplow or something and a bunch of barricades. And there was a lady, a resident of the area, who drove into one of them barricades and it killed her and the person that was in the vehicle with her. We were not planning to go into downtown. They thought we were trying to sneak in another back. We were completely and totally honest with them the entire time. I said, so when I tell you why I'm not telling you when I'm coming is because I know that you're going to block us. And that's going to create a greater risk to your citizenry that you say you're trying to protect by making me tell you when you're coming out. So I'm actually more concerned at this point in time for the citizenry than you are. Because the last time we told you what we were going to do, 2 people got killed. So I said, that's why I'm not telling you. I don't want you, because whenever they block us, it starts an immediate traffic jam behind us that we can't control. And people get hurt. Again,
so let me ask you one thing. I know this is about the people in general. What, as a trucker, what's your call to the truckers of America?
It's costing you about $1.05 a mile to run your freight. January a year ago, it was around 35 cents a mile, or 45 cents a mile. What are you waiting on? What are you waiting on? You're losing money working. why don't you come out here and do something with your time? You can go broke working, or you can go broke standing up for your constitutional rights. That seems like a no-brainer to me. I've been here for over 11 weeks now. I have not pulled a paycheck in 11 weeks. I've never been this happy in my life. I'm honest. And we had a guy come in here, he's from Indiana, and Bob, one of our Indiana leaders, I don't know where he's at, but he said, I want to read this to you. The guy came in and he just left just a few minutes ago, or earlier this morning. This is what this movement is, guys. I'm going to tell you what this movement is. He read me that text that he got from his buddy. He said, I had no idea I would feel like I feel leaving this movement. He said, I got to Pennsylvania and I had to pull over, broke down, and was crying about it. There is something special here. I don't know any other way to describe it. There is something special here. This is the most powerful movement I've ever been involved in my life. I can't explain it. There have been people that have come out, and you guys know this is true. There have been people that come out just to visit with us at a stop. One guy had on a pair of shorts. We took him into a cold climate. He would not leave us. He couldn't leave us. He come out just to meet and greet with us and join the convoy and couldn't leave. Mud Pig, the guy that's been with he's not here right now.
He's watching on the live stream.
Mud Pig is another one of those stories. He had delivered a load not far from Mud Pig. How you doing? He delivered a load not far from us. Somebody there told him what was going on in Hagerstown. He said, well, I'll just go down and check it out. He stayed with us for 10 weeks or something like that, 11 weeks. You know, there's something about this environment. There's a powerful pull. What it is we've all got the same heart. We all truly want our freedom back. We know that our government is treating us wrong. We know that they're becoming tyrannical. No, they're not becoming. They are now tyrannical. If you don't believe they're tyrannical, watch how they handle us when we start to protest. When you peacefully protest your government, and they ride in and start, impounding vehicles and arresting people and all that kind of stuff for peacefully protesting. Now, I am not going to block a whole street. It was never my intention. DC Metro knew that was not my intention. As a matter of fact, the street that I had chosen, we were leaving 2 lanes open. Now, I know it's DC, and I know there's heavy traffic, and I know it's going to cause a problem. I'm sorry for that, but this is what we're here to do. You're not paying attention to us. Be thankful that it's us coming to get your attention. There's a whole bunch of other people who do not have peace in their heart that are in the background just waiting on a leader. You don't want them coming. I don't want them coming. If that happens, listen to me. All you that are watching this right now, you've got that in your heart. If you do that, our nation is done. Do you realize that will destroy us forever? We'll never reclaim a constitutional republic if you take up arms against this government. We will never have it back. You cannot out-violence the government. They will squash you, but you can out-peace them. They are very well equipped to deal with violence. They deal with it well, and they go home and sleep good at night when they do. But they have no idea how to handle peaceful protest. It makes them look horrible. And it should, because tyranny should look bad.
When you talk about losing your life for freedom, can you tell us what that is? Clarify that.
It's every aspect of that statement. My life now is being able to spend time with my grandkids. I've not seen my grandkids. The only time I've seen my grandson was when he had a tonsillectomy, and most of that time I couldn't be with him like I usually am. I've not seen my family in 11 weeks. I'm losing. I'll never get that time back. It's gone. I got an 86-year-old mama that I love with all my heart. whose time is short on this earth. I would love to be spending that with her. I'll never get that time back. I'm losing my life for this cause already. Losing my life means my bank account, what I've worked my entire life to. I'm 57 years old, guys. I can't start again now. I'm not 45 and can build another business. I'm 57. I'm 5 years away from retirement. I can't build another one. So I'm literally putting everything on the line. My life is on the line. And it also means losing my life, my mortal life. But I'm kind of like that old preacher. I'm kind of like that old preacher down in Kentucky. He went down there back in the 50s, and he didn't preach against using tobacco. He was preaching against growing tobacco in Kentucky. That was their cash crop. And some of the guys in the community met him after church one day, circled around him, kind of like you all are me right now. Circled around him. They got their knives out and told him, said, "Preacher, if you don't stop preaching that message, we'll kill you." Good godly men, I'm sure. And they said he went around the circle, looked at every single one of them in the eye before he spoke. Looked them every one dead in the eye. And he said, "What? Are you threatening me with heaven?" What do you do with a man like that? What do you do with a man like that? Are you threatening me with heaven? Thank you. I'll go tomorrow if you so choose. Well, if my God gives you that choice. You're not going to touch me. There's a whole lot of things worse than dying. There's a whole lot of things worse than dying. And I'm willing to do those things as well. Dying is the easy thing for me. The other things are harder.
So right now you're working on setting up ways for people to be able to donate. For people in the area, the meeting area, 2 hours away, what kind of things can they drop off? What kind of donations are we most in need of here?
Well, what was amazing about the last organization we were with, they hated the American Freedom Convoy. I was told under no uncertain terms was I to let them come onto our grounds or join our convoy. Honestly, now that I can be open, I had sent back channel messages to the American Freedom Convoy that when we went into DC, I would save them a parking spot. Because this has to be bigger than just one movement. There are thousands of patriotic movements out there. It's time we come together. Keep your leadership, keep your fundraising, but come and join us. In just a few days, we'll tell you exactly, or a few hours actually, we'll be able to tell you where we're going to be. And you can come join with us. You can have your meetings off to the side as long as you agree with peaceful protest. You have to have that. If you come in rolling in with a bunch of guns and a bunch of ammo, then you're not welcome. Because that's what I'm trying to keep from happening. I don't want that to happen. Back to your question.
Without fueling our vehicles, because we're getting our bodies fueled.
We have, they hated the AFC. And they took our reefer trailer, which was their reefer trailer. They had a right to do that. And instead of giving us the opportunity to take the food off of that the American people had donated to them, it's their stuff, they can do whatever they want. But just to show you how cowardly they are, I'm just going to say it because that's what this meeting is about. How cowardly and slimy they are. They went over to AFC, which they hated, and opened the back doors of their reefer trailer and give them all that stuff that was on there, including stuff that we need in order to feed our people. We don't have a reefer trailer, again.
So we need a reefer trailer.
We need a reefer trailer. We need another drive-in. Because we've got a lot of stuff that everything we have is packed to the gills. Because we've got all kinds of stuff that was left there on the ground that we had to get up and put somewhere, and we didn't have that trailer anymore to put it in, so we just been jamming it in this one. Now we did just, of course that one trailer belongs to somebody else, and all the stuff on that they left, and we appreciate that. But we need a reefer trailer, we need a drive-in, but as far as donations, we can't take like meat and stuff like that right now because we have nowhere to store it until we get the reefer trailer. So look, most people that start something like this, they take months to plan it. We didn't have that opportunity. So we're throwing it together. And the amazing thing is, it is coming together. It's coming together very, very well. And it's coming together quickly. I believe that we'll have a reefer trailer within a couple of days.
Guys, there's a call out.
I believe that we will have I believe in the American people. I believe in the American people. I believe God will speak to every heart. Every need will be met. I have not wanted for anything for the past 11 weeks. Not one thing have I wanted for it. I've lost a little weight. I have.
I found it.
I'm actually going to my last belt loop. You know how when you lose that little bit, you're getting there and you go to the last belt loop or the next belt loop, then all of a sudden you go back. I'm doing that right now with my last one. I'm pretty excited about it. But it's not because of lack of food. There's been plenty of food available to us, and I appreciate that from the American people. They have been so generous, so giving, so supportive of this freedom movement. And I expect them to be just as supportive of this one. This movement here will be completely transparent. Every week we will release how much money we have brought in, how much money we have spent. And I would like an itemized list of where we spent the money. That way there is no question as to our upstanding accounting. And we're going to be frugal with the money and the donations that are given to us. We have to be, good stewards of those funds because the American people expect us to be. You are at home, and if you're taking from your bank account to fund this movement, I guarantee you, we're going to be frugal with what we spend. Like I said, we've not spent any of the money that has been handed to me so far. So that shows you how frugal we're being. Of course, we haven't had to go fuel up anything yet. So,
How can people get a hold of you?
How can they get a hold of me? Through one of the social media accounts. Just get a hold of them. They'll get a hold of me.
Say the name.
We've got 1776 Restoration Movement. They're on Facebook, Twitter, Gab. You guys know Gab, Telegram, Twitter. All of those. There will be a website set up pretty soon, which will have an email attached to it as well. So that's coming out.
And as far as donations, may I jump in?
Yep, yes, please.
As far as donations, for the American people to please help us right now, the best donation you can get ready to make is something monetary. And I say that because our bodies are being fueled here. We are getting the food that we need, like Santa was talking about. But what we could really use is fuel for the vehicles. We need to have this be a strong movement. We need to be able to fuel many vehicles, and it costs a lot of money to fuel these vehicles. So if you could please send in donations in that way.
Yeah, I do remember some of the meetings I was in. Some of the figures that were thrown out. There were some of those fuel stops that cost over $60,000 in one pot. You start seeing a lot of money come in. Everybody's like, "That's a lot of money." No, not with fuel the price that it is. And it takes fuel to fuel this movement, and that's what we're going to need a lot of funds.
Quick question. So you have your advisors, your trusted advisors. That you had everybody raise their hands earlier, and you also said that you're open to suggestions.
Absolutely.
Will this be run like a democracy?
No.
Okay.
No. It will be. There will be advisors. I don't believe in democracy.
Okay.
Our founding fathers didn't believe in democracy.
Okay. So will your people who are not in your advisory group be able to voice their opinions and have them heard?
Absolutely.
And have them processed and brought to you?
What's going to happen is you're not going to bring that to me. You're going to bring that to those people. I can't handle everybody coming to me at once. Like I said the other day, I'm not kidding. It took me a half an hour to go from my truck to the porta potty and back to my truck because I was stopped multiple times on the way. As a matter of fact, I stood at the porta potty, and this was in the morning, if you get what I'm saying, with the door open and somebody was talking to me. I'm a kind soul. I want to hear what people have to say. I stood there until Rose come up and pulled that person away so I could take care of business and then go, and she kept her busy until I started back, and I was stopped 2 more times on the way back to the truck. I can't do that. I have to take care of my business, running the convoy.
So will you consider?
Not my business, but
Right.
the business of running the convoy. So what I've got to have a buffer between you guys and me. And what we're doing is we're sitting down in meetings, and they're bringing that stuff to me. We'll talk it over. I'm not. When I say that I'm the leader of this convoy, I'm not a tyrant. I'm not a dictator. I think I've made that abundantly clear through my life. I want to hear from people. I love people. I love to talk to people. Rose is all the time. She's my, what did I call you the other day? Chief of staff.
Spiritual advisor, I think is what you said. Yes, spiritual advisor.
She's my spiritual partner. She's my prayer partner. But she's like, why did you stop there? I said, those people wanted to talk to me. I love to hear from people.
Yeah.
And I love, and what I do when I make a plan is I set it out in front of somebody and I say, tear it apart. This is what I think we should do. Tear it apart. Tell me how to make it better. So that's what we're doing here. I've got some people, and the people that I've brought in around me to be advisors, they are there because they have been with me, and I've seen them in action, and they are, number one, they're sharp. Number two, they're committed to the cause. And number three, I trust them. And the thing about that is, I will be adding more to that as we go on. We're going to be breaking that up into different areas as well. There'll be some people that are just handling logistics, making sure that all this stuff is done over there. Somebody's going to be handling donations that come in. This is, you got to understand, this is a brand new movement.
Okay.
We are flying by the seat of our pants trying to pull this all together at the last minute, and there's a lot going on here.
Will there be a series of checks and balances? Will there be voting?
No, absolutely not. We don't. That's what happened with the last convoy that you were in. There was 5. Yes, it was. Yeah, it wasn't. You guys didn't get a vote.
Okay, yeah, that's.
But
what
there was people that were voting.
Yeah.
And you didn't have a voice in that last convoy either.
Well, I have a really loud voice, but I didn't have a vote.
You didn't have a vote in that last convoy either.
Right. But now here's my question to you. I don't want to put you on the spot, but here's my question, because this was a concern that came up with some of the other groups. I think you were already aware of it. And of course, anyone who's streaming winds up hearing about it. Is if we are trying to restore our republic, and our republic has a series of checks and balances and voting where every voice has a say, then are we going to do that here? Are we going to behave in a manner of what we are trying to restore for our United States of America?
You're conflating two things here. The constitutional republic governs the entire United States of America. Or governs, it's the United States, it's the central government of the United States of America. It shouldn't be that. It actually should be states government should be the most powerful. The federal government should be the weakest. What we're running here is akin, I'm not saying that it is, but it's akin to a military campaign. In that particular position, when you're trying to get things done, you don't have a vote. You know what I'm saying? What's different about this and the military is you're not committed for 4 years. You know what I'm saying?
Do you feel like that was part of the problem, though, about the lack of transparency, and that's been a large part of the gripe that everyone has had?
That's why
is that we haven't known, and then we don't wind up having a say, and we've been expected to just hop in our cars and run around the country. Now, we always have a choice. We have always had a choice. Every last one of us has a choice to participate or not. So, but the lack of transparency, are we automatically, because of human nature, falling into that same kind of trap where we don't have it?
Where's the lack of transparency?
Not yet. I'm just kind of seeing where it could go that way.
Until we get there. I mean, if you see that I'm not being transparent, I think I'm probably the most transparent person under this roof right now.
Understand what I'm saying right now is not an accusation. It is straight up a question.
You got concern.
It's a straight up question.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're talking about voting, and and having a say. So when he says there's not going to be voting, it doesn't mean you're not going to have a say. Like he said, he has the lieutenants in place, the people that you'll be able to come to. It's basically like a team leader. Let's put it that way.
That's probably a great. Did you hear that, Santa?
I'm sorry?
Team leader. That was a really good phrase. Just saying.
A team leader. People
that's
can
what they are.
relate.
Yeah.
So
That's a
that-
good phrase. We like that one.
Oh, okay.
So
I knew
we
you'd
have
catch
this
that.
team here, and Tom's our team leader. So when we have an issue that we want addressed, we say, "Hey, Tom, can you please address this for us? We have this issue, and we've been talking about this, and we want you, Tom, to take this to the leader." So rather than 5 of us in our own separate ways stopping him at the bathroom,
Right. Well, we
trying to
understand
get
that. We all understand
Tom
that.
does.
Absolutely.
And that's
Yeah.
exactly
But
the
that's a
difference.
say.
Rose-
That's where I wanted to
Rose
say.
just explained exactly.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, you start taking the mic. That's
We will
exactly
have
what
a
I
say.
plan on
It
doing.
is going to be the convoy having a say. Sorry, movement having a say.
We're all
And-
working on it. Yeah.
And the voting system is for the government type of thing. It's like you said, it's a different animal. And we can talk more about that.
I also, just for example, I believe in the First Amendment right of free speech. And I have people come on, excuse me. I have people come on my live stream all the time, and they start bashing other people, or they start bashing our movement, and we'll shut them down. We'll just block, we'll just delete their comment. My admins are really fast on that. And then they'll start saying, "You're violating my First Amendment right of free speech." No, I'm not. No, I'm not. You build your channel. You can say whatever you want to say. You know, but you're not going to come in my house. My dad raised me this way. Your dad's probably did too. It's my house, my rules. All right. So when they come on there, it's my house, my rules.
But they have a say. They can talk
Well, I'm
to
just saying that
leadership. They can.
we use things like that. We equate things with government control. Nobody's going to come in my church and preach some false doctrine. We're just not going to do it because that's my church. I will stop you. I have the right to stop you. I not only have the authority to stop you, I have the obligation to stop you from doing that. So, if you want to preach that doctrine, start your church and preach your doctrine. The government can't stop you from doing that. Don't ever equate, your rights end where my rights begin. So these are my rights. This convoy, I want to hear from everybody, but I don't want to personally hear from everybody. Right. I can't personally hear from everybody. That's why we're setting up a system of, if you will, of government, of a way to bring that information to us, and then we will discuss it and make a decision from there. But make no mistake, I'm not going to have 5 people fighting on a phone call because 3 of them want to do it and 2 of them don't. That's a waste of energy, a waste of time, and it just can't be that way. This is strong leadership. Get used to it. Get used to it. This is what strong leadership looks like. Weak leadership can't make a decision unless somebody else tells them how to make the decision. I will make that decision. You have the right to follow it or the right not to. You have the option to follow it or the option not to. So that's, I'm a compassionate person. I'm a passionate person. But I'm also a compassionate person. I want to know what everybody has. Again, Rose is constantly. I'm exhausted, guys. At the end of the day, my feet hurt, my legs hurt. You know what? Yesterday I ate a donut, and that was it until when you guys fed me that chicken salad sandwich. I mean, I was starving, but I had so many people pulling for me from different directions. It hasn't caught on yet. It hasn't caught on yet, but it will. And again, I don't want to be unapproachable. You understand? I want to be approachable. I want to stay out here with you guys. I want to be with you. I want to eat with you. I want to talk with you. I want to laugh with you. And I want to do that stuff with you because you're my brothers and you're my sisters. I love you guys. But I can't be handling business in that fashion. It has to be handled in an appropriate way. Okay, does that clear everything up?
Thank you very much. Aw. God bless you, baby.
Here's the thing, guys. I'm not going to run from hard questions. I'm not going to run from them. That was a hard question because I know if I don't phrase it correctly, it's going to make me look bad. It's going to make me look like a tyrant. I'm here fighting tyranny. Why would I become a tyrant? I hate tyranny.
I like your choice of words.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm a little blunt sometimes.
Yeah, once we become PC, the movement goes down.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's exactly what we're fighting.
Thank you for answering that.
Thank you. God bless you all.
Thanks, Santa.
Hey guys.
Thanks, y'all.
Thanks. We got 110 people watching this thing here.
Okay. Love you. All right. So now listen, it doesn't mean that I agree. I'm just simply relaying the news, y'all. Y'all don't know exactly what I think. And I don't have to know exactly what you think either, but y'all are going to tell me I know it. I know it. So I sure do appreciate Santa. I really do. And I appreciate everybody here. Aw. You think I should go home? My folks, they're very self-sustained. They don't appreciate too much of a long visit. They like doing their thing, which I totally understand. I like doing my thing too. This apple didn't fall far from the tree. I think Buttercup, I really do feel like overseas that was just out of concern and out of appreciation for my share with all of you with my visit with my parents. That's the way I took it, and that's the way I'm going to keep taking it. But thank you. Yeah. Oh, yeah, really good replies too, and thank you. It was on my heart to just let's get it out there and let's have it clear where Santa stands with this, and so that everybody can make the choice that's right for them, to join this the way that he's stating it, or to join another, or make their own, or not to join. So, out of love, thanks, Buttercup. Okay, I'm so grateful. I'm grateful for overseas, even just, wanting to make sure everything was honky-dory. God bless. Come here, baby. You're getting all tangled up. Look at this poor baby. Come here, honey. What you doing? What you doing? You getting tangled? You getting tangled? Come here, puppy. Come here. Come here. Oh, goodness. Lift your leg. Lift your leg. I think I made it worse. Lift your leg. Oh, here you go. The dog was tangled. Anyway, that was a good thing. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. I was like right there, and your voice carries like mine does.
I know.
Huh?
Apparently,
and he talks so softly that it was like hard to, But this is great, and the red, white, and blue too.
Yeah,
it's very cool. It's terrific.
I was like, today I have to.
I had a woman who gave me one, but it's actually the flag.
Yeah.
Out in California. I couldn't even believe it. It was hanging on a hanger saying this is for Maryland, and I knew exactly who it was. Her name was Kathy. She was the nicest woman. She was out cheering us on when we were leaving and coming and going out there. Yeah.
So, is you saying Sacramento?
Yeah.
Okay.
At the raceway. Yeah. Was that the last time?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, because I took off with Texas and went down to Georgia, saw my parents. Regrouped a little bit at the cabin and then came back home. I live in Annapolis, and so so I've been kind of going back and forth. I keep putting my pillows back in the car and bringing them out again every night because I want to be able to stay if I want to,
I agree.
But if you haven't eaten at Tony's Pizzeria yet, down the road, it is the real New York deal.
Oh, I'm from New Jersey, so
it is.
I will judge.
I have not had pizza like this since Long Island.
Oh, well then I'm gonna go there.
Yeah,
sure.
it is. It's got that little crisp with the chew.
But like the awesome cheese and sauce.
Yes, it is. It is.
A good ratio.
Now listen, I used to drink back then, but it is what I remember.
It's what I remember. Pizza. I know. I'm from New Jersey, so I know pizza.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
I'm hungry.
I'm with everybody who's fighting for our who's moving forward with battling tyranny.
We do want to know 100% like how this is going to be because we just came out of something that was really terrible. Honestly, in my opinion, it was pretty terrible.
Here's the deal, though. It was amazing.
It was amazing.
It was amazing. We cannot deny.
Was not.
Barbara's life got, it played a part in saving her life. It saved a part in saving Brian's life. It helped me to not be alone in this,
I agree.
It really did. Let's not forget the hope that it brought to all those
Absolutely.
people on the side of the road and on the overpasses, all the hope that it brought to all of us.
I do not disagree with that
Yeah.
at all, but what I'm saying is that it just
Could it have been governed a little better? Absolutely. Absolutely.
way better.
Yeah.
And he was in it.
But was it
He showed up at the
amazing?
end.
Yeah.
That was a disgrace.
It was a shame. It was. And but I would hate for that to be the message going forward about it, because of all the amazing things that it did do in building hope, bringing hope to people who are starting to feel that isolation that the government wants them to feel.
Right.
Isn't that true?
Absolutely.
But do I understand your passion and how you were feeling and how you've been feeling? I do. I really do.
I've been feeling this way since
I hope you don't
Sacramento.
mind,
That's okay.
but your voice matters too. It's right here.
I've been feeling this
sorry, I
way.
probably was focused down here. I'm so sorry.
I've been feeling this way since Sacramento. I
Yeah.
just haven't said anything because we knew that if we said things that we shouldn't have said, that we could possibly be kicked out.
It's been tremendous. We wouldn't even be able to have this right now if it wasn't for that.
Right.
True story.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But it's right at this point to have questions about what we're doing moving forward.
I mean, the first colonizers of the United States of America, before it was even close to being that, when they first came over to America, a lot of them had it so wrong they starved to death. You know what I mean? So, hi, what are you doing? What is it?
Pets.
What is it?
These are my pets.
They're your pets? Oh my gosh. They're his pets. They're little roach things, little bugs. I love it. Oh my gosh.
But yeah, there's a lot, but again, so we're trying to move forward, but we're trying to learn from what we just went through.
Absolutely. It's all a work in progress, all of it.
Would you like a plate?
No, thank you. I need something to drink though.
Oh yeah.
Oh, my coffee's in the car. Oh my gosh. My iced coffee. Hey. What are you eating? It smells good.
Ham, turkey, mashed potatoes.
It's almost like a Thanksgiving meal.
Man, that sounds really good. Wow, that's nice. Good stuff, huh? Those kids. Hey, I'm praying for you. Uh-oh, you're online.
I don't care.
I'm streaming. Oh, good.
Hello.
Isn't she beautiful? Aw. Where are you going?
I'm going home.
Okay.
I'll be back tomorrow.
Okay, good. Yeah, I'll probably sleep at home tonight too.
See y'all.
I know. My bed's all set up in there still and everything, but it's like so.
Who are you following? Who are you?
I'm Glory B. On YouTube. Yep, Glory B. And if you put in, it's 2 E's on B. It's 2 words and 2 E's on B. And it may pop up because you've been following the streamers.
Everyone?
But if not, just put in the People's Convoy. It'll pop up because it's not.
Do I have to?
Well, it's not on my algorithm yet. It might be on there with the 1776. Put in the 1776 restoration movement because I've used that as a title just recently. But thank you. God bless you.
I'll see y'all tomorrow.
Yeah, definitely. See you later. His pets will be easy to feed. That's good. He's such a sweet little boy. Oh my goodness. Oh, my ice melted. No. What? Oh no. Oh my gosh, somebody said something about my outfit earlier. You know what? Actually, I don't want to get into all this social stuff too much. I'm going to go ahead and post what we just did with Santa and everything because I feel like that's very serious, and I'm kind of moving into not being so serious after being so serious. So I'm going to go ahead and end this stream and figure out what I'm doing here. But I love you guys. Thank you so much for hopping on board and being such a great support. Oh my gosh. Oh, we got all y'all came in. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, thank you all. We got everybody. Okay. I think that went really, really well. I do. Aw, thank you. I don't know why I would ever walk into this thing wearing white, but it's pretty comfortable. Y'all have an awesome Sunday evening. And I can't wait to see what's on the next live stream. This is always surprising, isn't it? Oh my gosh, thank you so much. Thank you. All right, make sure y'all share if you will, please. Make sure you like and share. If you're not already subscribed, please subscribe. God bless y'all. I think everybody here is though, but thank you. Glory be to God every day, all day.